President William Ruto may have to wait even longer to have his government fully constituted after the High Court stopped the vetting of Principal Secretaries pending the determination of a case filed by the Law Society of Kenya. The president, who had nominated 51 PSs for the positions, was expected to appoint the substantive PSs immediately after Parliament was done with their vetting. Under the current situation, the PSs are restricted from effecting payments of more than 50 million shillings without the approval of the National Treasury. Further, the PSs are barred from traveling out of the country and will also not hire or transfer staff. In the circular dated 19th September, the accounting officers are also blocked from making new policy pronouncements.
You cannot have PSS, 51 PSS, and 26 coming from two regions. It is abnormality. The maximum I think they should take should be 7 maximum from those two regions.
How can courts injunct Parliament from doing its own processes? How? Why? Because we are not the appointing authority. Parliament is not the appointing authority. We are only processing as vetting. The appointing authority is the president. What should have happened is that court should injunct the appointing authority. We are not appointing.
Even the president said yesterday when we were having the BC meeting in State House, he said we are respecting the court decision, despite the fact that we want the government start running because, you know, the former PSS, which was the last government of Uhuru Kenyatta, you know, those PSS is like a lame duck.
President Ruto may now have at least two options: wait for the outcome of the court or amend the list of nominees.
It is always good to change your ways. And the better option, if you asked me, is if there are any apparent flaws in the list that was brought to Parliament for vetting, the better option is just to recall it and submit a list that has a semblance of compliance with the Constitution.
You see, the list that came from Public Service Commission was over 250. And him, as an elected president, he needed to look into that list and know that Kenya, we have people from Coast, from Western, from Mount Kenya, from Samburu, everywhere. Then he looks on the list and knows these are the people who come from Coast, this one come from Western, this one comes, and he can even do consultation.
After concluding its interviews, the Public Service Commission forwarded a list of 250 persons to the president, who nominated 51 of them for vetting by Parliament. The Law Society of Kenya, LSK, argues in court documents that the list as presented to Parliament did not take into account the regional and tribal balance, two-third gender role principle, persons with disability, and the youth. The list contains 13 persons, each from Rift Valley and Central Kenya, while 11 out of 51 persons were of the female gender. Another petitioner had also faulted the nomination of Sylvia Nasea Muhoro, who was nominated to the tourism docket, arguing that she was not vetted by the Public Service Commission as required by law before her name is sent to the president for nomination. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, has directed National Assembly lawyers to seek a redress on the matter in court as soon as possible. Emmanuel Tor, KT News, Nairobi.